It's been almost a year since you've been here. Kind of take us through the progress from when you were first hired. There was no team to where we are now.
Sure, it's been quite a process. Actually, tomorrow will mark 1 year that I've been here, so we've got quite a bit accomplished in the last year. Obviously starting from scratch with no wrestlers, no wrestling facility, and coming to this point where we have 25 guys on our roster and an area dedicated that we can practice in every day. It took a lot of work from both the administration, the athletic administration, and myself, but it's been a pretty smooth process, and we're excited to get going.
So you got 25 guys on your roster, pretty big for the first year. Where did all those guys come from?
Northeast Ohio, traditionally very solid wrestling. Pennsylvania, we're not too far from the border. Right now, Pennsylvania and Ohio are probably the top states in the country. So we're kind of blessed as to where we don't have to look too far for good talent. 18 of our guys are from Ohio. We have a handful of guys from Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh to northwestern Pennsylvania, I guess the Erie area, and we have one from New York. So the bulk really coming from Ohio, and a lot from the northeastern Ohio area.
Are they primarily freshmen then?
Yeah, we have four transfers, and the rest are freshmen. We have one redshirt freshman who took a few classes at a different college, but the other 20 guys are first go at it, true freshmen coming right into it.
So with a really young team like that, where do you kind of look to for leadership among the guys?
Well, that's a great question. That's something we're still looking for. We've had some guys step up in numerous different roles, some in the classroom, some on the leadership side, some obviously on the practice side of things and working hard day in and day out in the wrestling room. So our leaders are our captains. We haven't really coined anybody a captain yet. We're looking for guys to step up on a weekly basis and provide those leadership roles and opportunities for the other guys.
Tell us about a few of the guys you expect to be top contributors this year and some of their strengths as far as wrestling goes.
Sure. We've had very competitive thus far in the room. We had wrestle-off. We had our first meet against Toledo. The guys who stand out right now, one of them being a transfer, his name's Sam Delpra. He is, I guess I'd say at this point, if we had a leader, he falls into that role. He's a junior, so he's had the collegiate experience. He's been through this before. A lot of the guys look up to him, and he's also a very talented wrestler. He'll be 141 pounds. I expect him to do very well. He's competed at a high level. Last year at Heidelberg, he was a Division III national qualifier. So he's competed at this level. We're looking for big things from him. A couple other freshmen that stick out in my mind right now, one being Zach Vargo. He'll be just above Sam at 149. Zach was third in the state twice in Ohio. So, he has the credentials coming in. He's adapted to college pretty well from what we've seen in the practice room. He's very gifted athletically and, loves the sport of wrestling, so I look for big things from Zach. And then one other freshman right now is Josh Linden. He'll be a 174-pounder. Josh is a very technical wrestler. He does already a lot of things that we're teaching at this level. He does them very well. He comes from a very established high school program, and he's transitioned very well. So I expect big things from him. And this week we go to Washington Jefferson. A good mix of Division III, Division II, and a lot of Division I talent. So we'll get to see where we stand after this weekend.
So you mentioned that first exhibition meet against Toledo last week. What did you kind of see in that match? Things that you did well, things you guys might need to work on?
Sure. We did a lot of good things. I felt like our guys were very aggressive, and that's something we preach every single day. We want to be on the attack. We want to be aggressive. I thought that we were in pretty good shape, being able to wrestle full 7 minutes. In Toledo's, they brought 10 guys here. They are a club team, so the level of competition we'll face will go up. But for the most part, I was pretty happy with the performance. 17 of 18 matches we won. So, coming out of the gate, I feel it was a good warm-up for us. A good place to start, but we'll certainly have to build on that performance to compete this year against some of the teams we'll face.
What do you consider some of the highlights or big meets that you guys have this year?
Certainly, our first ever home meet is going to be, a big step for us. We're wrestling Seton Hill. They're from Pennsylvania. Right now, they have 3 wrestlers ranked in the top 8 in the country. The level of competition is going to be very high. The expectations for us to go win that match. Our team wants to win it. I feel that we can win that as a team. So, being here, being at home for the first time in front of a home crowd, hopefully we have a good showing, and that'll be a huge step for our program. We face a lot of tough Division II competition, notably Gannon. They were top 10 in the country last year. UPJ finished 6th in the country. Those are going to be really tough matches for us coming in. And then Notre Dame College, NAI national champions. They compete at a very high level against a lot of Division I competition, so that'll be very tough as well.
And finally, what are maybe your goals or expectations for this first season?
One of the goals that we threw out there early was, we'd like to come out on the winning side of our dual meets. We have 15 dual meets. We'd like to finish 8-7 or better. We feel it's a realistic goal for us. Our guys are working hard. Another one of our goals is in the classroom, and that's to have everybody eligible, meaning a 2.0, at Lake Erie or better. And so far, our guys are making good strides towards both of those goals with our study tables and just being at practice every day and really giving me 100%. I've been pretty pleased thus far.